Hi everyone, I'm Natalie and this is As the Pennies Drop, and I'm going to start by asking you a question. Is how you are choosing to show up in the world leading you to what you want in your life? So whilst I leave you to ponder that, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon where I will notify you of when I've posted my videos, which are generally every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. So yeah, is how you are choosing to show up in the world leading you to what you want in life? And if the answer is no, there are 4 simple steps that I'm going to run through with you, which will help you create that wealth mindset. And this is all based around the Neville Goddard book, Having a Wealth Mindset. So let's start. So step number 1 is you must be at a stage in your life where you're ready to change, that you accept that you're ready to change. How you show up in the world, how you choose to show up in the world creates your mental state. So how you react to people, how you react to situation literally creates that mental state. And so step number 2 is about self-observation. It's being aware, it's observing how you are choosing to show up. How we choose to show up defines who we are, how we view the world, and what we attract in our life. And we literally surround our true selves in our reality. And what I mean by that is, if, for example, you don't value who you are, you're going to attract people and situations in your life that don't value who you are. I'm just going to read a quote from Neville Goddard. And he literally says, to change, you must be changed. So how do we do that? How do we look at where we are in our lives? It literally is through awareness. So we need to become aware of what we're attracting, what we see, how we are viewing things, so what our assumptions are about things as well. And there's one fundamental thing that I find really, really helpful when I wanted to kind of change myself to show up differently in the world to attract more kindness in my life. I wrote down a script. I scripted basically how I was showing up in the world and what I was attracting. So I was really aware of that. And then I literally scribbled it out. And then I wrote kind of a rampage of how I wanted to show up in the world, be more loving, more lovable, kinder, more compassionate, more understanding, more of a listener, more confident, valuing myself or more even, and having, more success in my life. I wanted to show up as a successful person, someone that was financially abundant, somebody that was a money magnet, all these things. So I understood how I was showing up in the world, what I was attracting, how I was being viewed. And, and this was about food, my body, money, loving relationships, what I was attracting back, I saw as feedback. So that was my observation and my awareness of what I didn't want and wasn't leading me anywhere. So how I was choosing to show up wasn't leading me to the life that I wanted. So I chose to change that. And I did that through scripting. And I've also done that through changing my, unlocking my limiting beliefs and changing my assumptions. And I've just done a video on assumptions. So the power of assumptions, so you can check that out. And that also includes intention settings. So it's all quite powerful tools in some of the videos that I've actually posted recently, and obviously, and how to unlock the mind. So I did all the work to show up in the world how I wanted to be treated. So I became kinder to myself. I became kinder to my body. I became kinder with the exercise and the food. I became kinder to myself. So I attract more kindness in my life, and I trusted myself. So it meant that I was, I was attracting people that, were trustworthy. So, and loving and kindness. So there was so much that was showing up in the world, all because I was choosing to change. So yeah, that's all about self-observation. So how do you want to show up in the world? Do you want to be more generous? Do you want to be more loving? Do you want to be kinder to yourself? So do the scripting, show up, do the scripting of how you are showing up in the world. And then, so you can scribble that out, screw it up, chuck it in the bin, and then do one about how you want to show up in the world. And then that's your guide that will lead you to your positive assumptions, positive affirmations, and positive intention settings too. So that's step 2. Step number 3 is having that aim. What is that? How is it you actually want to show up? And I've just basically detailed that in step number 2. So it's having that aim. So my aim was loving, more kind, etc., etc., etc. So I've basically amalgamated step 2 and step 3 together. But yeah, it's understanding how you're showing up, what you're attracting, and then having that aim of what you want to show up as. And I've just given you some of the tools that actually really work. They're really, really successful. Again, I'm evidence of that, because I only have loving, kind, supportive, trustworthy people in my life. And that's what I wanted, because that's how I project myself to be. So that's step number 3. Now, step number 4 is detachment. And detachment is not reacting to people or situations, and being aware of when you want to react and revert back to your old self. And, you know, we're all human, and we all get upset about things, and we all get annoyed, and you know, we all get angry at times about certain things. But it's understanding why we're doing that. What is the feedback? What is it showing us? You know, are we showing up in the state that we want to show up in? You know, we're all human. And I've got an example. It's about a month ago. I basically had a friend messaging me, and I basically, it was all based around miscommunication. I thought she wanted to start coaching with me, and I hadn't quite completed my questionnaire. So I'd spent all day on working out a questionnaire, and I had a lot of difficulties with technology, to say the least. I felt like chucking my Mac out the window and just, you know, having a hissy fit. I didn't, but that's how I felt. It had been a long, arduous day of just trying to get the questionnaire done. At the end of the day, she said, "Oh, no, that's not what I meant at all." I was literally I couldn't believe it. I just didn't know what to do. So I just phoned a friend and just went, "You're not going to believe this." But I did it calmly. And, you know, it wasn't my friend's fault. I just did it. I did it nice and calmly. And, you know, I got how I was feeling out in a calm way. And when I looked at the bigger picture, I was like, right, okay, so what are the learns here? What's the feedback? So the feedback is to have clearer communication. I also needed to do the questionnaire anyway, so that was like one tick in the to-do list. And you know, I had a kind friend that actually, you know, was being supportive at the same time. There was just a bit of miscommunication. So yeah, so in that situation I didn't react, even though the day had been horrendous with technology and I'd really struggled to get what I needed to be done. But I got there in the end through blood, sweat, and tears. So yeah, but all of that takes practice. So not emotionally reacting, it takes practice. And I had to view it as feedback. So yeah, so step 4 is detachment. So when you put all these steps together, this is how you start to create that wealth mindset, and you start to attract that life that you truly desire. You start to show up in the world that is leading you to that life that you truly desire. So if you want to find out more about that, Neville Goddard's got an amazing book. It's quite a thin book, and it's called, The Wealth Mindset. And yeah, there's some amazing quotes in there. And yeah, I hope that helps. It definitely helps me. And like I said, you know, I'm somebody that used to emotionally react at things because I was holding on to a lot of pain. But, you know, through all these different processes, I've been able to let that go. And now I view things that show up in my life, if they're not quite like how I want it to be, or it's making me feel upset, I view it as feedback. What is it I need to learn from this? And I choose not to give my power away as much as I possibly can, because I matter more. And when you do give your power away to other people, it does hurt you as well. So yeah, anyway, that is how you create a wealth mindset. If you have any questions about that, please don't hesitate to get in touch and comment below. And I will be back on Monday. So have a great weekend, and I'll see you soon.